no debate. First place, go play.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Humble Greatness in the building. Yo, got two special guests with me. This one's gonna be dope. I'm excited. All right, who we got in the middle?
It's 101. You know what it is.
101. All right. Y'all already know how I introduce this man. If you don't know who this is, you don't watch my podcast, man. Who we got?
Yeah. EKM from Wichita Promo. What's good?
Yes, sir. All right, man. We're going to dive into it. This man got a long catalog. If you don't know who he is, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You need to tap in. This man is extremely talented. So we're just going to start off with you, man. What you got coming up? What's up?
So look, we just dropped the album Nomad.
Get a little bit closer.
I just dropped the album Nomad.
When?
Oh man, I think I like right at the beginning of October, end of September.
Oh shoot. Okay.
It was supposed to be on October
I'm asleep.
19th. No. It was supposed to be on October 19th.
Okay,
but
okay.
I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna put it out.
For sure.
I didn't want to sit on it any longer. I'll be sitting there jittery. Sitting there like, fuck, might as well just do it. So yeah, but it dropped. I put a couple singles out before that.
Yeah.
About a year before that, because I really wanted to perfect the album, and then it's doing great. I like the way it's going. It's going better than any other thing I put out. So
Oh wow.
I would say there's like a little bit of success behind it, but still more room to grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. So what's your I'm actually still one of his questions.
Okay.
What does your creative process look like?
Oh shit. Like making a song.
Yeah, like making a song, man. Absolutely. Do you have like favorite producers or you know what I'm saying?
For this project, I stepped out of the realm of where I normally would go. I always had this like darker energy kind of to it, but I would still put like a good lyricism behind it. But this time I wanted to go with like beats that weren't what you were gonna expect. You know what I mean? So,
From like your previous work?
yeah,
That's dope.
yeah. So I found it was when Young Dolph died. I ended up hitting up a couple of his producers, just seeing who would get back to me. Like, what's the odds? I'm just gonna throw some shit out
You just
there.
hit him up on Instagram?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like a shot in the dark.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
And then Chase Ran It Up actually got back.
That's dope,
And,
man. Shout out to Chase.
Yeah, he did a lot of work with like Key Glock and shit like that. So I found his catalog. I found like probably 500 beats that I liked, and I picked like 16 out of them.
Absolutely.
And then I ended up making like 6 or 7 that went on the album.
Okay.
And it worked. It was different. The reaction I get from people are a lot different than what I normally got from any other thing.
That's dope.
So it worked, The other half of the album was like, I really wanted to get like intimate, So I wanted to find beats that were still like very produced well, but
Yeah.
I wanted them to be a little bit simpler. That way you could hear the shit that I was talking.
For sure.
So
I understand that.
That's kind of the route I went with it, and it worked. It's working. Numbers are still rising. Everything's doing great. I think on Spotify right now, I'm about to rock up to like 80,000 streams.
Good
on the whole
Lord.
thing. But a lot of that came from the first 2 singles that I put out, Headlights and Going In.
Headlights is crazy.
I loved Headlights.
Where'd you record Headlights at?
Humble Greatness. Where else we gonna record at, man? It's fucking Humble Greatness. Look.
Yo, that song Headlights is hard for real.
I
super
loved
dope.
it, and the people like it. Like, if I
Yeah,
just organically put something out, Headlights is always going to do better numbers than anything.
That's so dope.
So I almost feel like if I just keep it going, that's going to be the breakout song, and people are going to expect more of that. But there's only one of those on the album.
I feel
So
you.
it's like how do you top something that you did great?
Yeah.
But I also had TLE Tavy on it.
Yeah, shout out to Tavy for sure.
He did a great job with the
He's so
chorus.
talented, man.
Yeah, and
Hey,
that's why I
Tavy,
got
if you're
him.
watching this, bro, get back to music. Man.
Yeah, get back.
You hard for
Man,
real.
we got more music to make.
Yeah.
But I heard it from him, so I was like, look, we got a couple songs we got to do. Let's just get in. Let's jump in. Let's figure something out. And we sat in the car to write that song.
I remember that.
And
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, that's kind of how it just came about. Was like, hey, like he could write something and maybe write 2 bars, and be like, "What'd you think about that?" And I'll be
Yeah.
like, "Keep going."
Keep going.
You know, and, or it would hit, and I'd be like, "That's it."
Yeah.
You know, so, but the creative process behind every song is like, oh man, I am so perfected on everything.
You are.
Like it.
I record him. I know.
It has
He
to be.
is.
It has to be like
is.
I have to blow myself away.
Yeah.
It has to be at a point that when I'm writing something, I want to show everybody. Like, oh, bro, check
Yeah,
out what I
absolutely.
wrote, but I
Yeah.
won't show anybody. Like it. So
It has to make you excited, like every
Yeah.
single time you get back to
yeah.
it. Yeah, for
and
sure.
so when I'm writing it in my head, once it's fully written in my head, I probably perform it like in my head, like 100 times.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'll take the headphone out and put it in like a good stereo or sound like that, and then I'll perform that 100 times because I can do one or the other, and one of them will sound garbage.
Interesting.
So like when I'm performing it like just to myself and I say it out loud, I may not be able to catch the breaths or something
Yeah.
to different bars that I may
Yup.
be able to keep. So it goes like that, and then once I get to that point, I make it louder. I got a good little home studio at my house where it's more of a DJ studio. I wouldn't say it's like a recording studio. So I can bang it as loud as possible
Dope.
and get on the mic and see what it's going to sound like when I perform it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then after all of that's done and said, so I'll have songs written for like 2 months before I even get in
Before
the
you
booth
even
to
get here,
record it.
yeah.
That's why I can
Right.
go in there and just, I know everything that I want to do, how I want it to sound. There's been probably maybe just a couple times where it just didn't turn out the way I wanted to after the recording process, and then
Yeah.
I'll go back and re-record it. You know, how many times have I come in here and just been like, "Yo, let's take all the ad libs out and I would just redo it." And
I was like, all right. I mean, if that's
I've
what you
I've even
do.
depleted whole verses
Yeah.
Yeah.
where
For
it's
sure.
like, okay, I'm gonna do the same verse, but I want to do it different.
But I think what people also need to understand is like, you're not going to hit 100% of the time.
No.
I don't care who you are. I'm sure your Drakes and J. Cole's, bro, they probably have a catalog of just like unreleased stuff.
Yeah.
that you're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, bro.
Well, you know that's what
They'll probably sell it
ASAP.
to another artist or something,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's what
for sure.
ASAP Rocky just did. You know, with his
Not everything's going to slap, bro.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
what- it's
he
just a
he
fact.
had like a 4-album contract, and so on his last album of the contract, he put all his throwaways on there.
Yeah.
From the last 3 albums, and then
The crowd probably still loved it.
well, they kind of liked it. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
he admitted like it wasn't like his best work.
Gotcha.
So, but after he was released from that label, he could go do it by himself, and then he put out an album that was just stupid hard. So
Yeah.
it's about what route. There is no route that works. I think Jay-Z even said in an interview
Man,
like 10
bro,
years
that's-
ago. Jay-Z
Yeah.
even said, he was like, there is no blueprint to this. Nobody knows exactly what's going to slap, what's going to hit.
There
so
isn't.
it's, you know, it's about putting everything into everything and just
Yeah.
trying to make it work.
And that's what I tell artists too, like, because you're right, bro. Like we were talking about off camera, just the game changes like every day, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that we always have to remember. The foundation of this is the music. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
So no matter what you're doing, visuals, podcasts, interviews, photo shoots, just be real with the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about.
And that's like another thing that separates mine from everybody else is like, I'm really picky about the recording process.
Yes, you are.
I like to make sure that it's very old school. Like, even though we do things electronically and stuff like that, I'm still looking at everything like an old school Sony board.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
so like, how are we gonna make this level sound compared to this? And this is too loud. This is too soft. Let's put a different effect on this and do that. And that every song you'll hear probably, I don't know, like 13 different sounds on every different vocal. So I mean, some people don't even like to dub their first verse,
Yeah.
and every now and again I will.
Yeah.
It's just because that's how it's gonna turn out.
It's just, yeah, and it just depends on, flavor. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Flavor is huge. So
Yeah.
You got a question?
Oh man, so how long have you been making music?
Oh, good one.
Because I listened to your album, but I also went back after that, and I was like, oh, there's shit from like 6, 7 years. There's
Yeah.
music for a minute.
So, like, I'm 30.
Yeah.
30 what?
It's 30.
Okay.
You know, it'll be 30 on November 5th. So, you know, there was years where I was doing it and just writing and I didn't want to get out. So probably by the time I was 18, 19,
Yeah.
I met a CEO that really kind of helped me get out there a little bit more. And so that's when I really kind of started to record. And where we used to record, it was a lot different than where I record now, man. It was a bunch of thugs just in the living room rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we ended up getting the mic and everybody started recording, and then I don't know, it just came to a point where I was like, you know what, I need to be in the booth by myself
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
much as possible, because
You need your own agenda, bro.
yeah,
that's
I'm
real
worried
talk.
about what everyone's gonna think in the room, and then that kind of detracts from what it is you're trying to get outside. So, I mean, let's just I'll put 12 years on it, give or take.
Yeah.
But I would say the first 10 was kind of just like a learning process of
Yeah, I feel
everything.
you.
Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what he just said? The first 10.
Yeah.
It
10.
it takes a lot.
It does take a lot.
When
bro.
rappers get signed
Thank
to a
you.
major label, they're on that label for years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the time limit
I think
is crazy.
MGK was on Diddy's label for like 5 years.
For sure.
And just walking around with him and learning everything before he even recorded his first song.
Absolutely. That's why he's so successful right
Yeah,
now.
I
bro.
mean, it's
For
so it's different. Everything's a little bit different, and I think I don't know. I might have took a little while, you know,
Yeah.
but you know, the fans today don't care about what happened yesterday. You know what I mean?
They're all about the right now, bro. What's in
Yeah,
front of
man,
me right
so
now?
It's like, yeah, I do consider it like a learning process.
But
you
even
know?
even with me, man, I like how you said the 10 years. I started recording, I think when I was like 17, right? I'm 36 now.
yeah,
And I opened up my studio full time like 3 years ago.
yeah, yeah.
Bro, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
Well, I mean, I feel like if you get it started right now and you go and act like you're the best right now, and it's okay to be.
Confident.
It's okay to be confident, but not
Yeah.
into yourself, you know, because
Not
there
well,
is
not,
room to grow.
yeah.
There's
I'll agree with that.
there's very few artists, I would say 1 out of maybe 20, that can come and make a first record
Yeah.
and pop,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
completely, and continue to pop. So out of that 10, there's probably 2 that'll make
For
it out of
sure.
that. So I feel like you almost need the grind phase.
Yeah, absolutely.
To
You know
learn.
how it is, man. When stuff comes too early to people, they just don't appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what's really tough. But I mean, the thing about it is, like, I love confidence. And I love people who, like, I kind of do like people who are a little cocky. I'm not even gonna cap. I kind of do. Like, if you're good at it.
yeah,
But you still got to be able to listen to criticism, take criticism.
yeah,
And sometimes, you know, you just got to know when to turn the light switch on and when to turn it off.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter how talented you are, it doesn't mean it's your time all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people need to learn that.
I think one of the most important things is I think you got to get rid of all the yes men in your corner.
Come on, bro. You need some people that's going to be like, bro, that's not it.
Yeah, yeah.
You do,
I mean,
for sure.
I think my biggest thing is like I pay more attention to the reactions than what people are saying. So if you say it's hot, but I did not see you bob your head one time,
Yeah.
you didn't
I didn't
feel
see you
it.
like it,
Yeah,
share
you didn't
it,
feel it
even
in your
comment.
soul.
Yeah.
Like then I know from right there. So I'm good with like looking at the characteristics. But I mean back to the question. Like I have done a lot in this music. Even before that
sure.
10 years, I was DJing very young.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
When did we start DJing? How old were you?
oh man. Okay, so on the last podcast I said 8 years old
Oh, shoot.
when I did my first show.
Are we younger than that or what?
Well, I kind of talked to my pops and I was like, yeah, you know, he watched it and he was like, you know, you were 6 when you did your first show, right? And it was at a middle school and stuff like that. And so like I was so short at
that's
the time.
dope.
I was standing on a milk crate so that I could get
Yeah.
up and turn the tables and stuff like that. And I mean, even through that, like I learned how to manually DJ. I learned how to electronic DJ and stuff like that. So learning how to DJ
Yeah.
was a big aspect of what it is I do now because I know what to do, how to do, when to do, and what people are going to listen to and like.
dope. Yeah.
So after that, then I got into the writing process. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
What's up?
like drugs had a big factor of how I started making music.
Yeah, but this is an entertainment business.
It was
Absolutely.
like I was on drugs a lot, man. It took a while to get off of them. I'm clean and sober now. I've been
Congrats, man.
yeah, thank
It's
you.
a big deal.
But like when you're high, you got to do something, you know. So I remember one time I had a brother over here. I had like 3 or 4 brothers in the room, and one was like drawing, and the other one was like working out. And then like I would be over there with a pen and pad, and I was just writing and writing songs and freestyles to like. Even back then, I was like, I think my first 2 songs was like Ghetto Gospel
Okay.
by
for sure.
Tupac and man, I can't remember. Running, the song they did where they mashed up Biggie and Tupac together.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So those were the first 2 beats like I really wrote to, and so I mean that just kind of shows you how far back it was.
Yeah.
But, you know, started writing and this and that, and then for a while when I was doing it, I got back into the DJing in the scene. That made kind of an impact. I battled once. That was cool. That was a
DJ
good,
battle.
no, like a rap battle.
Oh, rap
Like,
battle. Okay.
yeah, like a
Was it
group.
here in Wichita?
Yeah. I don't want to get too far into it
No, you
because
good.
you know, like, you know, I feel like we've been talking about it for years, but it was when I battled Kush Powers, and
Kush Powers is
was
talented.
that was a huge aspect of to where like my mind goes of what people want to hear and
Yeah.
listen to. Even after that, like I wrote songs for people. There was like this female country artist, Rose something in Nashville. Like I wrote a couple songs for
In
her.
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Yep.
and one of the ladies was a pop artist. Like she was in New York. She was very local. I don't think she's even popped or anything like that. But yeah, like I got paid to write a couple songs for her. And there was just different things. A lot of the singers on my songs, I wrote their chorus
That's
for them
dope.
and just wanted them to do it. You know, like I always wanted to be a singer. Like
Man, you ain't the only one, bro.
like
Bro, I'm like, man, I can rap, man, but I can just sing a little bit better, bro.
yeah, man.
Man,
Like
I'll be able to, yeah.
and
do a
it's
lot more.
not about singing in the raps for me that I wanted to
Yeah.
do. I really like when I'm doing the dishes at home or I'm cooking or something.
Absolutely.
My grandma always taught me. She's like, if you put some love into your food that you're cooking.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I took that as okay, play R&B while you're playing. And so, dude, I will sit there. I'm glad my wife don't record me because I'll be sitting in there busting,
Going in.
But I know like my voice just ain't built for that. I
remember that's what Chamillionaire said in an interview a long time ago. He was like, man, I would just try to get singers, and then they wouldn't show up to the studio, or it's just hard to get, or
Yeah.
just way too much money. So he was like, man, I just taught myself how to just sing the best that I could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the big aspect. Shout out Humble Greatness.
I appreciate
You
it.
know, I had to have a really good engineer that was able to go like, okay, hey, this is like what I need. And it would be so dumb as like, yo, I need like a whisper track, but like I'm really literally gonna whisper in this fucking microphone.
And I'll be like, bet.
Yeah. And so he
know what
knew
you mean.
it's like
Yeah.
trying to put out a fire, but you need a firefighter with you, to
Oh,
be able to
wow.
like
That's dope.
put it
Yeah,
out with
absolutely.
you, so you know exactly how to do it. Like I didn't learn up until recently the way to put out a fire, like a stove fire,
Mm-hmm.
is to cover it. I thought you threw flour on it. So when he asked me, he was like, how do you put out a grease fire? I was like, oh yeah, throw a bunch of flour on it. He was like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. I was like, oh, okay, well I'm glad I never had a grease fire until now because I wouldn't even know.
Yo, grease fires tear places down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
don't know how to. Yeah, you don't know how to combat that. A lot of
So
them don't.
I had to have a good. I'm always involved in every aspect
Mm-hmm.
of everything, even like with videos. Like I want you to do your thing, but I'm gonna tell you how it is I want it, and I'm
Yeah.
even almost gonna be there while
Yeah.
you do it, so that way every little bit comes out exactly how it is we want it, And then I have a little piece in everything, and then I can be super happy with it
Mm-hmm.
instead of just getting a product back and just being like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. I'll still put it out, but you know.
Yeah. The thing that I always wanted artists to be, I just want artists to be happy with what they're spending money on. I just felt like, bro, people were spending money at studios and for videos, and they would never really like be excited. Like they shoot a video, they spend money, and then 50 views. I'm like, bro, who did you show this to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you know, I just didn't really push it because I'm just like, I just want people to be excited about what they're doing, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you got to promo everything that you do. You gotta put
Nowadays,
marketing in
nowadays with
everything.
the switches and everything.
I hate it when I hear a
sure.
really good song from somebody that I know and they put it out and they got 50 views a month later.
Yeah, bro.
And then
I've been
they're
seeing that a lot.
They're like, oh, my shit's popping. And I'll be like, nah. Like, like, man, put something behind it, man. Put it out
something,
there,
a
you know.
little bit, yeah.
I get negative feedback.
Of course.
I get negative feedback on most of it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say even most of it. I would say for every 10 good comments I get, there's always one that's like, you could tell he's just a troll, you know, or something. He's just trying to say something bad. But, you know, put it out there. Like, get it out there. Do your thing, because there's way too much good, even just in a local aspect, like, of where I'm from. Like, there's a lot of good artists here, but they will not get to that global mind state of putting it out.
Yeah.
Like, most of my streams don't come from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna come
100%.
from what, UK?
Yeah.
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 Absolutely, yeah.
You know, actually on Apple Music, I'm actually like really popping in Turkey. Like I don't know where that came. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, if a Turkey promoter calls me and they want me to come out and do a
slide,
show,
bro.
I'm
We
sliding, dude. Like, and I'm gonna
We
make sure
slide,
I'm gonna make
dog.
sure they pay enough so all my people can come out. You know, and
Just make sure when you do the money conversion, it's right.
yeah, because that'll. 20,000 rupees? Yeah, man, that's dope. Let's do that.
We get
It comes back to
$200.
yeah,
Bro, what? Can't even pay for the hotel.
yeah. It's like that. So you know,
Yeah. Nah, man, that's super dope, bro. So who are your do you have any on your project right now, you have any collabs? I know you said Tavy.
yeah.
You have anybody else besides Tavy?
I got Sir Charles on a song.
Absolutely.
I love Sir Charles to death. Actually, we knew each other years.
Shout out Sir Charles.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I just listened to his newest project. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, everything,
Bro,
and
it's
he
dope,
always
bro.
makes, and everything is always better than the last with him. So it's like,
He focuses a lot on his the production, his beat choices.
yeah,
Are
he really
so
knows how
dope.
to hit it. And we knew each other for years before I even got him on this song. But the track that we actually did was recorded with Jacob out of Mix
Jacob
Masters,
Mueller,
you know.
the best.
He started
best,
he
man.
started Mix Masters Entertainment. I think he went to VME after a while. But it was one of the last songs that we recorded with him. Like, no, I don't know about Sir Charles, but me.
Yeah.
So putting it out was like, I really wanted it out because it meant a lot to me. And we complimented each other so much on the song because we brought two different styles.
Yeah,
and they
for sure.
matched up so well on the song. It was like, okay,
That's what I like about both of y'all too. Even like EKM, like if I'm a rapper and I buy a verse from y'all, I know what I'm gonna get. I'm just not like, well, man, you know, he really had these two songs, so I hope he raps like that.
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna get.
And
because
there-
y'all got that sound.
There's probably like 10 other artists that I really want to collab with,
For real?
but it's hard for me. I want to find something that matches my style, but also
Oh, yeah, I feel
complements
that.
their style.
Yeah, I be telling people that all the time. People be asking me like, "Bro, why you hating on me, bro? You're not getting a song with me. It's not right yet. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't found the beat that I like you
Yeah.
on yet. And it's
Yeah.
not no disrespect. It's just like
Yeah.
my style don't fit yours necessarily.
Yeah.
Like we got to make the right style of song.
You're right. And that's about, that's about maturity in the rap game.
Yeah.
That's all that it is, man.
But I also got Laylo Holmes. Shout out Laylo.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Laylo Holmes, man.
I got him on the track. I was really excited about getting him on the song because he is also in the same very much a perfectionist in what he does, and
Yeah.
we have such a good relationship, me and him, because we can get in the same room and have a lot of difference of opinions,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
not shit on each other
Facts.
for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so we can bounce everything off of one another. We've given each other so many tips in this rap game just on how to do different things and marketing and promo and stuff like
That's
that.
super dope.
Yeah.
Super dope.
So it's like when I got with him on this song, I sent him the beat and I was like, please tell me if you don't like it.
Bro, we talked
Like,
about
please-
this the other day, bro.
Like, just tell me if you don't like
if
it.
you don't like it, bro, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't just
I'll get y'all
ghost
some-
me.
Thank you.
Because if you ghost me, that
Or just
relationship
don't
is
get
gone.
on it.
Yeah.
Just don't get on it and give me something average.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I
yeah.
send you a feature and you don't, just tell me.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll send you something later.
And so there was even a point where when I got him on the song, I was like I didn't hear from him for a few days.
no.
And I didn't want to bug him.
yeah.
I didn't want to bug him and be
I
like,
know what you
you know, and I was like, okay,
Maybe this isn't the one.
maybe it's not gonna hit, but maybe I'll give him one in the future. And then he got back with me a few days later, and he was like, "Yo, I like it." He's like, "I'm gonna make something to it."
Bet.
He took a little bit of his time with it, which was great because I don't want you to just make something right away.
Yeah.
And what he gave me was like man, I already liked his work.
Yeah,
So
for sure,
I didn't
man.
want to dilute
Yeah.
his work with giving him something that was gonna dilute that at all.
Yeah.
And so I found a beat that was like right in the middle. Like, bro, I feel like you can ride this. I want you to say some shit on it. And he delivered. I mean, he
Yeah.
delivered great. And I mean,
Shout out Laylo,
the whole
man.
process of that was great. And I love the song personally. Because
Yeah, this
I the original version, I put 2 verses on.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
told me to take one of them off.
Yeah. And
The
then
second one?
I took the first verse off.
The first verse off,
Yeah.
the beginning. Okay.
And I was like, I want to let
I do
Laylo
remember
ride
that
that.
session.
Yeah.
And some people also get into that where they're like, oh, I want to be first on the song, and then you be second. And I was
Alright.
like, I don't care. Like, this is my album.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
Yeah.
fucking
I just
get
want
on-
your voice. I don't
Yeah.
care where it goes.
The second people, when they're flipping through the songs, the second they hear someone else's voice come on, I feel like it's
different.
going to attract them a little bit
It
more.
does.
So that's
it
kind
will.
of where I
and then
wanted
they're
to
going to
get.
wait for what you got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're working on right now getting a visual out there to that.
That's dope.
We don't.
man.
We're indecisive on how we want to do it.
I understand.
So it has to be just as good as the song is.
Laylo
So-
got a dope video person.
Yeah.
I feel like that they were. I think the last video you showed me, he was like in the back of a truck or something.
Yeah.
Homes
Yeah.
Road.
That was dope.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
You know how many times I've wanted to do something like that, but I'll be like, garbage. Me walking down a
do
back
it.
road.
Just
Like, because if
do
I
it.
did it, I would be dressed like how I was, and I'll be like, like, let's walk down a back road and look like I'm homeless, you know what I mean, or something like that. And he was like, no, that's what I went for. I was looking for a home, and I was like, dude, you're dope. Like, you're even if that was just so simplistic to you, like, that was dope to me. So yeah, and it works, But I have a question for Laylo Holmes. If you can get back in the comment section on this, you took one bite out of the apple and then threw it out. Like, I want to know who wastes an apple like that.
wow. Bro, what's up with your health, bro?
And he already told me. He was like, nah, that was a pink lady. That little apples. And I was like, all right, but still, you took 3 bites out of it. And
Come on, bro. An apple a day.
Yeah, I need you to finish
Apple
it.
get.
Just finish the apple next time. But get in the comment section. Let me know, how that was going. But
You over here wasting money, bro. What's up? Just throwing money out, bro. What's the deal?
so but yeah, I mean, I plan on getting on a lot more in the future. I'm
Yeah.
already working on the second album. It's going to be a little bit shorter of an album. The reason I wanted this one to be a little bit long, I think it was like 14 songs altogether.
You got a solid body of work, bro.
Thank
For
you.
real.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
For real.
I feel like most of my work comes from the opinions off people. So
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate that feedback. There's been times where we've recorded songs and I got it was a basic reaction. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, there's been times where you'll stop the song and you'll be like, "Yo, this is dope." I'll be like, "Oh shit, okay, let's
it's
do
one of
another
them
take."
moments.
You know,
One of them
like
moments.
and so that's how I know, like, they're really hitting. I want the engineer to be in it as much as possible too.
For sure.
Instead of just hitting record and
Which is really crazy because like the last 3 albums, I listened to Hippie K,
Yeah.
Sir Charles, and of course I know yours because I recorded it. But Bro, 3 solid albums, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how did this?
Wichita been going crazy lately with albums.
Thank you, bro.
Layla
Thank
Holmes'
you.
album was crazy this
Yeah.
year. There's a lot
Yeah.
of albums that have been coming out this year to the point that I could make like a top 10 list pretty
real?
easily.
I
Pretty
think you should. I
easily.
think you should. I mean, I think
crazy.
a lot of people would hate on it.
It
but
is what it
that's
is. I'll do it. I
Everybody
don't
gonna
care.
say something, bro.
It's an
Whatever.
opinion. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just an opinion at the end of the day. You know.
Oh, bro, I'm not listening to your top 10. No, you're not.
I'm number 6. I feel like I should be
Oh,
number
God.
1, dog. You know? So it's you know there's a lot of dope people out of here.
Yeah.
But some of the
There
dopest need to get into that global mind state. Where it's like I don't want to just share to Wichita.
Yeah, come on now,
I
absolutely.
want to get it out because you don't know who's gonna like it, where they're gonna like it. I mean, I've had just the way I've been marketing it, man. I've had a lot of people hitting me up, talking about like, let's do this, let's do that, you know, and. Some of it's not the right opportunity for me. Some of it I'm kind of jumping into. I just pissed off a A&R.
Man, what are you telling these A&Rs, bro?
look, cause he hit me and he was like, I don't know, he's talking. He liked that. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. Somebody hit me and was like, "Yo, hit this person up and say, you know, I sent you."
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I was like, "Okay, I can go with this a little bit more because it wasn't direct." So I hit the person up and the dude was talking good at first. You know, he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Let's get it out there." He had some.
That's how they rope you in.
Yeah, he had some good credentials, you know.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this will at least be a good little start. And eventually, he was like, okay, you're gonna do this, this, and this. And I was like,
Yeah, bro, that don't work for me.
yeah, like I don't mind doing things, you know, jumping through hoops, but I am not a cadet in the Army. Don't
Yeah.
talk to me like a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
I still got some hood in me, so I was like, I'm cool on that. And then it was just a troll of messages where it was like, I'm gonna end your career, this, and that. You ain't gonna be nothing. Look what I did to this person. And I was like, bro, I
Probably a
don't,
little 10-year-old kid on the other
I was
side.
like, I don't care. Like I really don't care. He was going off on me, and I was like at a point where I was like, man, I hope I piss more A&Rs off like this. 'Cause
Yeah.
eventually they're gonna get me in the room and be like, yo, no A&Rs at all. We don't want no A&Rs in here. I'm not gonna jump through hoops or anybody. You like it, you don't like it. You know.
Yeah.
So
I think the deal that a lot of people are looking for now is just tour deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I've been telling artists.
yeah.
Artists are like, man, should I sign? Should I not sign? And I'm like, it all depends on what the paperwork is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, you need a tour deal. And they're like, oh, yeah, shows and stuff. I'm like, not even money from shows. Like,
Yeah.
you need to get some merch out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
March
That's
is how
one-
you're gonna get most
That
of
is
it.
one thing that D. Adrian was hard on me. He's like, bro, you don't have
Yeah.
no merch?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, not really. He's like, bro, you losing a lot of money. Make some merch.
Yeah. Merch is it right now.
Yeah,
I be trying to
especially
tell
when
these
you're on
rappers
tour.
that make your money from a business, not from your raps.
Yeah.
And raps ain't gonna last.
Yeah. I mean, the raps are gonna make some. You can.
I mean,
make
they're gonna put you
royalties.
on the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But afterwards, bro, let's get that little paycheck
I
from the
actually.
show
I ran
and
out.
some merch.
Yeah, I ran out of merch. Like it got to a point.
That's
where
scary.
Demand.
If you're on tour, that's scary.
I mean, the demand was so high, and I
dope,
did
man.
not have employees to sit here and make this stuff. So I was like, oh, I had to back off after a while, and I was like, let me get my shit automated.
Yeah.
Let me get a lot of merch backed up
Yeah.
before I put it out again. Because people were just.
I need
eating
to
it.
study that. I wonder, like, let's just say those bigger artists. Because I remember I went to Lawrence, the Granadas in Lawrence, I believe.
Okay.
Dope spot. Snow the Product was there,
Yeah.
and her merch table was crazy.
Yeah.
Like the line, bro, was nuts,
Yeah,
right?
they sell that shit
so
out
I'm
at
just
every
like,
famous person
you
show.
did that
Crazy.
in Lawrence?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how much merch like she bought. You know what I'm saying? When she toured, because that's crazy. Or who do you re-up from? Like, if we run out, do we got like a plug that's like, yo, I can get this tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you still got to have people to print it. you know,
Absolutely.
stuff like that. So
Well, I remember she said she had like her family and super close friends running the tables because
well, because
it's
she
so much.
She
man.
is
It's
actually
wild.
like a prime example of
she's so
a
tough.
major
Snow is
industry
tough.
artist that is like, well, she's independent, but she's really rocking it in a major scale.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, her
she
fan base is crazy.
she tapped into the fact that like, okay, I can do what all these labels are doing. A
Yeah.
lot of people get signed to a label first though for the experience.
Absolutely. And,
know,
and get some connections. man.
I would say that and I've talked about this with my wife, like if I get signed, like I'll take it. It's gonna be probably a 2-album deal, and I'll take that. because
Absolutely, I would
need
take that
the
too.
Exposure, on top of, I mean, who don't want to get, you know, at a job you make, if you have a really good job, you make probably 60, 75 a year.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you offer me 5 times more than that, then of course I'm gonna take
Let's
it.
get
and I'm
it.
gonna go, you know,
Let's
I'm
get it.
gonna make the most out of it, and I'm gonna go tour as much as humanly possible,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and get my name out there, and then I'll go independent with it. That's what Tech did. Tech was
50.
signed to like 2 different labels before he even went independent, and then that's what killed him. You know?
59.
Yeah, yeah. So the average is 59 a year.
Average is 59 a year.
If somebody offers you a
crazy.
$2 million deal, $2 million deal for 2 albums, I mean, you ain't gonna take that.
I'm out of here.
You can just go throw your wife 60 and be like, yo, pay the bills, do whatever you gotta do.
Handle
with
whatever you
this.
got to do at the house.
Yeah.
But also, I would sign. The reason why I always say sign the deal is because it just, the major label is going to give you stuff that you necessarily just really can't get to.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But also, I just think it's just a fast track to connections. And that's where a lot of artists fall off, is because half of y'all don't even know how to talk to people, man.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how to build no relationships, none of that. So y'all are so wrapped up in, you know, that money up front. But, bro, people get dropped from labels every day. I know engineers that they work for labels, but, you know, they got their own setup at home, and they're, you know, I'm sitting in the stems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get done doing your label stuff, you at the crib,
Yep.
I'm still paying you on the side. And I still get that same sound. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
there's so much. So, man, go into a label, build those connections. Shoot, that engineer that you love, he might get fired, bro.
Yeah.
And then now he's looking for work, and you know, you're like, hey man, I remember you was on the label. Da, da, da. That's how a lot of these smaller labels get started. It's just dudes that either quit labels or they might have got fired. They still got the skills.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. I would sign. Depending on length. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of people, man, they sign them long deals, and
6 album deals.
yeah,
That.
the lifespan of an artist is just not long. It's just not, bro. It's just not long at all. So, I mean, you got to get in where you fit in, but
Absolutely.
I mean, shoot, I really do feel like it's kind of a little tough to stay relevant, especially with like the TikTok phase. How it's just like right now, what's kind of popping right now, and then kinda just comes and
Music
goes.
will forever always be there, you know, but
Artists got time limits.
it's what you're putting on.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, even I get jumbled into they'll put me on a playlist, and there's 1,000 other artists I've never heard of on
Wild.
there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want on that playlist.
yeah.
You know, I want to have at least a couple relevant things on there. But I mean, playlist is a new thing, so you get it in where you fit it in. And a lot of my Spotify listeners are return listeners.
Yeah,
So I know that I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
They will hear it,
for sure.
and then they'll save it, and then I'll go back. Like, my followers go up every day.
And that's
So,
big, bro, because I was thinking the other day, I'm like, yo, I'm in the gym for like an hour and a half at least.
Yeah.
And I got my Spotify stuff just playing.
How many
Like, yo, I'm
people?
only one person.
How many people are at jobs
Yeah.
where they sneak that little earbud in there while
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
listening to their
And
job?
it could be an 8-hour job.
Yeah.
10 hour, 12 hour.
And it used to be where there was one radio posted up at the job. Now there's 500 AirPods
Absolutely.
going on. Everyone's listening
Yeah.
to something different. So if you think that you have 50,000 views and you're popping, you are absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. It's no different from back in the day when you used to get 100 views on a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Or 1,000. I remember back when I first started, when people got 1,000, that was it. They thought they were popping. And it's like, that's
that was like
cool.
the MySpace days.
Yeah. And it was like, yeah, that's cool. But there's what? How many people are in this country? Like
Too
right
many. Too many.
now? 50, 60 million or
Something
I think
crazy.
it's billion.
Something crazy.
Something wild and ridiculous. And
You
it's
talking about like the world population?
No, I'm talking about like just this country.
We about to see right now.
Let's Jamie, pull that up real. No, I'm playing.
Let's go U.S. population. man.
Let's put a bet on it first though. Like I'll put.
I don't
6
even
billion.
have a guess, man. I don't even know.
I'll put 6 billion.
In the country,
Yeah,
I have no idea.
because we reproduce more than any other country. I think
Yeah, that makes sense. to
every
me.
the
household.
U.S. population.
Yeah.
Nah,
331
Oh, shit.
million. Okay, I was way off, but that's fine.
it's a lot of people, dog.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, there's 331 million. Let's divide that by just hip hop. So let's just say even 8 million. And
Yeah.
that's a low tier number.
Yeah.
That's a low tier number because
That
it's a
is a
very
low tier number.
Okay, so
That
let's
is.
go 100 million.
No, let's go. No, let's go lower than that. We could do that.
80?
Let's just say that.
Okay, let's
Even
say
if you said 8,
yeah. I mean, okay, so let's just go 80 million. There's
Okay.
80 million people that listen to hip hop, and you just made 5,000 views on a song. You're a little ant.
I see you.
It's not
yeah.
shit.
You're a little ant. You know what I mean?
I see
and
you.
So
I see you.
And out of those people, you got 80 million. 2 Chainz. Just go 2 Chainz. Let's go Wayne.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to, whatever
sure.
artist you want to put behind it. They will. How many times do you listen to just one time a 2 Chainz song? No, you'll
Probably never.
You'll play it
Yeah,
probably
I'm gonna
20
repeat that.
times.
I'm gonna repeat
Through the
that.
span of it, you'll probably play it about 100 to 200 times before it really just dies.
If it's hot,
Yeah, if it's
absolutely.
hot, way more.
Yeah.
But you take that and you go, okay, so now 80 million just turned into 300 million
yeah.
off each sound. So they got those streams. If you think your 50,000 streams are really
Yeah.
popping, you are in the wrong area at the time. You're way too ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
You need to get way more out there, and there's way too many people listening to music that want to hear it.
Yeah. for
And
sure.
especially nowadays, like you said, with the TikTok phase and everything like that, like when it relevates to music, it's like there's so many people that go, I don't want to listen to 2 Chainz. I do not want to. If you're a poppin' artist, I know people that the Mexican OT. I think he's hot right now.
Yeah, bro, he's.
I
nasty with it,
love
bro.
his music, but
He's
I will
hard.
I will
Yeah,
show
he's a
him to
beast.
people, and I have literally seen people go, "Oh yeah, but I don't like listening to him because he's too mainstream." I'm like, "What?
Yeah,
He's
that's
mainstream, but that fine. All right, bet you want to just find new artists that people
to
want to
rap, bro.
listen. People want to listen to something that no one else is listening to.
Yeah.
It's just like wearing a shirt. Like I want to wear a shirt not everyone is wearing. I don't want to wear a Nike shirt. Everyone at Ross has one of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when Nike shirts were popping?
Yeah,
You go to a
absolutely.
Foot Locker and buy a
Yeah.
Nike shirt and you were hard.
Yeah.
And now everyone at Ross has one.
I'm buying the Nike shirt and the and one
The
mixtape.
N1
DVD.
mix. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I love
I'm
the
getting
N1 days. Don't even get me wrong. I was playing ball in the N1 days.
I
So-
think everybody was trying to ball.
So look,
bro.
look, just a little sneak fact. That's where I got my name. So I was
For
playing,
real?
I was playing street ball. And like we had a little neighborhood team that we were going around and hustling all the other neighborhoods. And
yeah, I remember those days.
and so like I was fairly good at everything. Like
That's dope.
I'm not no Steph Curry or anything like that, but I was fairly
you can
good.
hold your own, kind of like in anything.
Yeah. I was a big dude that I could swat anything, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and guard anybody. And at the same time, I could shoot, you know what I mean. I could drive into paint. I was good point guard, so I kind of had a little bit of everything.
That's dope.
And so I wanted it to be like, okay, what do I call myself? Like, because that's when the N1 days, everyone had a nickname. So we all kind of had nicknames, but I wanted something that was going to be different. And I was like, okay, well, in a sense, I'm teaching everybody about all this stuff. So like the professor was hard, and I love the professor. I still love the professor to this day. So I was like, what can I do in the terms of that? And I was like, okay, well, when you go to school, you have Algebra 101. You got Science
Yeah,
101.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay. What about 101? And so people there's always that question like, yo, you got a number for your name? Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, and it's weird. I think it's weird. Like you hear A Dog and shit like that. And I'm like, that's cool. YMH something, you know.
everybody has something
everybody's
like
got
that.
like words behind their name.
Yeah.
Like I wanted a number,
YGR, YFN,
and it actually works in a
G&B.
sense. It works in the music sense because a lot of like my close people that like they listen to my music right away. They'll tell me like, yo, like I won't be listening to your music and then I'll see 101 on a license plate or I'll see 101 on a street sign or something like that. And then I'll tune into it. So I was like, okay, this is going to work.
Yeah.
This is going to work somehow, way or another. It's you know, so that's where I got the name from. And so
That's hard, for sure.
Let me tell you, man, I love the street ball days. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I loved it.
You get out here.
You know,
Out here.
Yeah.
I would still play ball nowadays, but I mentioned earlier in the podcast that I'm 30. And
Yeah, bro, stuff don't work the way it
these
used to.
knees don't really expand the same way. I was like getting down with my son. I was like, let's just do some jujitsu real quick.
Oh, man,
and I was like,
bro.
wrapping him up a little bit, and, you know. And then afterwards, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
this is gonna hurt tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So I'm old. Don't get me wrong, but
My knee been hurting all week from the gym.
Yeah.
For sure, literally all week.
let me tell you one thing: when I get on that stage,
Come on, bro.
it all
that
goes away. It all goes away.
All
I
goes
can
away,
jump
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I can be over here, over there. I can yell, and then the next day I'm like, "Fuck, that was stupid." And then 2 weeks later, another performance will come up, and I'll be like, "Let's do it again. Let's do it
Absolutely.
again," because it's the only time I feel young. You know what I mean? So I'm like, "Let's fucking do it again, man." I'm
That's
30
dope.
out here, but I'm 21 on stage. So just so everybody knows.
That's super dope, man. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. So what's your next move?
Well, like I said, I got another album coming out.
Yeah, the shorter one you said?
Yeah, and it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be way
Wow.
harder. I think I'm gonna do it to where I just put only hard tracks on this one, and then so it might be an EP, and then the LP will be
Yeah.
like more of my intimate songs and talking a little bit more.
Some of these people don't know what that is. They don't know what an EP is.
So a EP and an LP. A lot of people just put out EPs because it's short, and people don't know like it stands for an early project.
Yep.
So labels, it started kind of with Kendrick Lamar, where they would he put out the early project, and then he put out the LP after that, which was, I'm sorry, I'm fucking the names up.
Ladder project? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else.
No, it means later project.
Oh, yeah,
but
for
like
sure.
I can't remember what
I
his
said
album.
ladder later. My
Yeah.
bad.
I can't remember what his album names were, but his album that he put out after that one was the LP.
Oh, you mean like Section 80 and Good Kid, Mad City? time? Yeah, for sure.
So that's they started with that, and so labels actually could take less of a risk
Yeah.
on
Yes.
newer artists by putting out an EP.
Yeah.
If your EP pop, then they'll put out the
Yeah,
LP.
you're right.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
But they still consider
Absolutely.
that all one project.
And then some of the songs on the EP are going to be on the LP as well.
Yes. Yes.
Depending
So
on, what worked on the radio.
that's kind of the route I'm gonna take with that.
I'll be wondering how that shit works.
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah,
see
that's
like a famous artist song and you go on Spotify and they got that song on there like 6 times and you're like, oh, you really
Yeah.
you getting streams like a month.
Milking
Like, that's
it. Milking it.
crazy.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I always wonder how they do all that. Okay.
Yeah.
That
So
makes sense.
that's what I did with Headlights and Going In. I put the
Okay, yeah.
singles out first.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the reaction off the singles first. If no one liked the singles, I wouldn't have even pursued the album.
Absolutely.
I would have had to go a whole different route. But the point of this album was I had a lot building up. I was kind of out of the game for a few years, and I didn't want to get back into
You
it.
said years. What's up with
Yeah.
that? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, between the death of Jacob and some
Yeah.
more personal
Jacob
things that
Miller,
were
man.
happening with me, getting sober and shit like that, it was like,
Oh, you was working on yourself.
yeah.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah.
And I mean, I was like 2 baby mamas deep at the time. Child support was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And so I had to.
It's just a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot, bro.
And you can't. Trying to be a full-time father and putting out an album was like difficult.
Yeah.
And so I put it away, and I really did not want to pursue it again. It wasn't until I ran into TLE Tavy, and I was like, okay, I like the way you're doing music, and I just wrote a song, and I was like, I think I can still do this.
Yeah.
And so I remember I told myself, like, if I'm gonna do it, well, my wife has a big factor to do into it because she noticed that something was missing.
Yeah, you just weren't the same.
Yeah,
that's real talk.
But she also didn't know me as the musician. She met me while I was in that phase of building myself. So she was like, she was like, "What is built up? What is going on with you? What is something's missing?" And I was like, "It's the music, like." Because I would play my old songs that me and Jacob made, and man, I would tear up every time because I was like, man, I should have done more. I at least owe it to try more.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was the purpose behind this album. I'm going to go all in. I'm not going to care about the money. The money was not a factor.
We talked about that too.
Yeah.
It's never going to make sense if you're an artist, man. Just do it. Just get it done.
Like, I think I told you I got... I built up a budget of like $5,000 for the promotion behind it.
Sheesh.
And it's
dope.
not much if you factor it into how long the span of it is. So like I plan on promoting it for a year and marketing it for a year. And so that's essentially like $100 a week.
Yeah.
Local artists, attention. If you are going to do music...
Tell them.
You are not going to make thousands of dollars on your first record.
Talk to him, man. Talk to
Go
him.
get a job. Ain't nobody going to be mad at you for having a job. There's plenty of jobs out there. Don't go work at McDonald's. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
No one wants to see a hard rapper talking about Bentleys and you cooking fries. Okay?
Yeah.
So just go get a job. That's a good trial process to yourself.
Yeah.
Work on yourself because a job can do a lot more than just make a paycheck. Like you can, okay, I'm going to wake up every day and go. I'm not going to be late.
Yep.
I'm not going to call in sick.
Little discipline.
You know, yes.
Absolutely.
And so discipline is going to add every factor to this artistry that you want. And so
That's a
don't
good way
be
to put it.
ashamed to go out there and get a job. Some of the best artists I knew had jobs while they were grinding it out.
Yeah.
And so,
Especially when you have a family, bro. Like,
yeah.
make sure your family, a lot of these rappers are frustrated with, their baby mama, their significant other. But, I mean, shoot, man, if a lady doesn't feel secured, bro, you're going to have a lot of issues.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's
A lot
and
of
that's,
issues.
That's another factor was I had to learn that through this process was like, how am I going to have time to do any of this music? So I don't remember who said it. I want to say it was like Dr. Eric Thomas. I can't remember. But he was like 2 hours a day. If you spend 2 hours a day on what it is you love, after like 4 or 5 years,
expert
you're
at it.
going to be an expert at it.
Absolutely.
You're going to love it. And so that's what I did. I spent 2 hours a day where I told my wife, okay, let me just get an hour or two to write this song. And I put it at like one song at a time. Let me just write this song, and then I'll come out here and I'll be the family man. And that's kind of how we did it. And so I can still take care of my family full time. I can still have a full-time job and still put out my music and do what it is I love. A lot of people are surprised I even have a fucking job. I have a great job.
I know you do. Yeah, we spoke about that
care
before.
what people talk about. You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure, absolutely.
I do what it is I need to. And I like it because it adds the discipline. Now, when the label comes to me and they say, okay, we're going to offer you this for a 2-album project that'll last a year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
But you need to quit your job. Bet.
This is what you guys got to pay me, bro.
Bet, because now I wake up every day at 3 a.m. to go to
Already.
work. So fuck you think I'm going to do when I do that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in that booth all day, every day, and then I'm gonna be out there shaking hands, and they're gonna look at me and go, "God damn, dude, you got a work ethic. That's crazy." Yeah, I built that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not gonna let it go. If I hate calling into work, even when I'm sick.
Man, same here, bro.
Even when I'm sick.
Yeah, when I had a job, man, I hated calling in because I knew that like I just always looked at it from an artist standpoint. When I was an artist for real, I would hate to go to sleep because I'm like, bro, there's somebody out there that's getting better than me.
Yeah.
Like, why am I tired?
Yeah.
I don't want to go to bed because I know there's somebody somewhere doing the same thing that I'm doing and they're getting better. And they're gonna sacrifice a few hours.
So EK, how many hours of sleep you probably get?
Man, real shit. And you
Just
can
on the
ask this
average.
dude probably like 4 or 5.
Yeah, like especially last
He
night.
fucking me up. Yeah.
I sent him something like super early on Instagram and he liked it. And I was like, oh, he's already up. Like, what the heck?
Okay, what about you? What do you?
Um,
On average, you don't. You know, every
I'll
night's
probably-
a little different.
Yeah, I'll probably go to bed at like probably around midnight-ish. Then I'm up about 6. Yeah, about 6, 7. So
Yeah.
it's about 6, 7. But, you know, my lady's a beast. We got a 2-month-old. So
Hey,
she's
sleep is important. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Get good
for
sleep.
real.
Sleep-
Get-
sleep
I
is
ain't shitting
important.
on sleep. I'm
Yeah.
just but I feel you.
But-
It's the same type of shit. I'll get moments where like I get tired as fuck and I'm like chilling at the house and I want to go to sleep, but I'm like, man, but if I wrote this song and dropped it before Friday, then this could happen. It's
Yeah.
like, I get competitive too. I ain't gonna lie.
So like, I
You
get
just
a,
got to be productive with the hours that you're awake.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes,
that's what it
yes.
is.
You got to learn how to rock to sleep and not let the sleep rock you. You know what I mean?
I like
Yeah.
that.
And so like,
like that,
I know people
for
that
sure.
get like 8-9 hours of sleep a night, and then they're still tired throughout the day.
Yeah, man,
Okay,
you can
yeah.
oversleep too, for sure.
So I get a solid.
just get
6.
lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I definitely get maybe 6.5 on a good day.
You have kids,
Yeah.
that's why.
Well, yeah.
6 is like, bro, once you have kids,
Yeah.
6 is like the max, bro.
Like I gotta put my kids to bed at a certain time, and that's not including nights where like I might go out to an event.
See?
Yeah.
So if I go out to an event,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know, but like 6-7 years ago when we were doing shows consistently, maybe even 3 times a weekend,
Man.
I would get 4 hours of sleep and have to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
And I would be at the job slugging, but it was the part of the grind where so like now I get 6 hours, I know for a fact, 6-7 hours, 6.5 hours of sleep. And then after maybe my work day, I go back home and I can nod off for 20 minutes because I know that 20 minutes is going to buy me another 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah, study rest, by the way.
Yes.
If you're looking at
Yes.
this, study rest versus deep sleep, bro.
Yeah.
I just did that study probably a few months ago.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, I need to take like a nap. I don't need to get into
Yeah.
bed and doze off because
Right.
I feel sluggish.
Right.
If I take a little like power nap, a little 30, 40 minutes
Yeah.
or whatever. the phone
Sometimes
says.
I can even do 10.
So yeah.
Sometimes I can even do 10 minutes and wake up like, whoo, okay.
And I get some more
let's go.
hours in me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
That's
it
crazy
just
how
it's
that
a
works.
little
Worse,
energy
bro. I be
process.
doing that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be times where you and me go to a show and we leave at like 2 a.m. and then I go home, my girl go to work at like 3, so I'm up. I come like take a fucking like 1 hour nap and then you hit me up for a podcast and I come in here and I'm brain dead. I have no clue what the fuck I'm talking
Yeah.
about. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And you know, when we were first recording the album, you know, I would have to smoke.
Yeah.
I would have to I would go outside. If you ever come to Humble Greatness, don't think you could just smoke in the studio.
Yeah, man.
All right, that's not gonna
There's something
happen.
with smoking expensive
It's too
equipment.
nice
It
of a
doesn't-
studio.
It doesn't mix well.
It's
just
it's
doesn't,
too
bro.
nice. I respect the nice factor
I
of how the
appreciate it.
studio is built. So I was like, okay,
I didn't even think about that. That's facts.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it on an equipment standpoint. I was
Man.
just thinking Humble don't smoke. I didn't think about that.
Nah, when you
That's
when-
facts, man.
you
I've seen
smoking
videos
is-
where people
yeah.
like open up a laptop and it's all like brown and
Absolutely.
fucked up. Oh yeah.
so when I
Especially
was
when we talk
DJing
about those expensive tubes and stuff
Yeah.
that are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoke
Yeah.
gets in there, bro. Over
that's
time,
crazy.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. That's
And
why
the thing about it is, real quick, my bad.
Go ahead.
The thing about it is like what people don't understand when it comes to audio engineering, photography, or something like that. Let's just say my camera, I shoot on a Sony, right? The camera's almost 4,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if I drop the camera today, I have to spend $4,000 right now. Like I can't just wait and be like, yeah, well, I mean, I'll just kind of just hold off.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like if the capsule in that mic goes out right now,
Yeah.
I need a new capsule for the mic.
Yeah.
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 Shit ain't cheap.
Yeah, bro, and it's right now. It's not.
Yeah.
You could be filming all these videos if your PC go out. Thousands.
Oh man. But people don't, and that's what people
crazy.
don't understand. They're like, man, can I get like a deal? No, bro.
No.
Nah, man.
Nobody handing out no. Let me tell you something. All right, I pride myself and I pride you on this. Like, I don't get deals. You know, I don't get deals on nothing. I pay full price.
Gotta pay,
I think
man.
there was one time where you were like, "Nah, just hit me this," and I was like, "Okay, well, bet I'm gonna tip you the rest then, I guess," because I don't want to go. I don't want to go in.
I think you about to pay me more than my price anyway.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, because I
appreciate
don't
you,
I don't
man.
want to go into a point where it's like the money grabs a hold of you.
Yeah.
You know, the money's gonna play a huge factor in everything, and so like if you end up like, oh, okay, well I can only pay $100 a video because he's giving me a deal, then you're dropping yourself of other opportunities because
Yeah,
there's this
for
one
sure.
guy that'll
Way
charge
more.
1,000,
Yeah.
and you'll be like, nah, because my guy does 100 and this and that, but you still ain't gonna get that quality.
You're right.
know?
Yeah.
And
You're right.
If I've learned anything through the whole art process was that you don't get to see what gets put into it. You just get to see the sausage. You don't get to see how the sausage
Right.
is made. You know,
Facts.
landscaping, same kind of way.
Facts.
They spend hours making something that looks good that you water for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And,
sure.
And you're like, oh yeah, I did this, just 5 minutes a day and it looks great. Yeah, but it took
There's
12
way
hours
more-
to build it.
Way
you know?
more
So-
behind it. Absolutely.
So that's I don't want money to control any aspect or factor of it. I always want to go into it and I always want to pay. Sometimes it'll be out of the budget.
Yeah.
And I do know that there's a bubble of the budget. And so sometimes I can't take those opportunities
For sure.
because I do have a certain budget, but
Bro, you know what they be paying for videos in Texas? Oh,
man, it would make all these artists here sick.
man, come on.
It would make every
Bro, this
artist
girl,
here sick.
shout out to Jones Monroe.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say the amount because I just said her name,
Oh, man, it
but
hurt.
yeah, she was talking about 5 figures,
It hurt.
Yeah.
and she was like, not only that, she was excited about it. She's like, oh yeah, they threw me a deal. I was like, Yo,
it's a
that's-
fact.
that's
A lot
dope.
of the people know what you can make off of it.
I know, man, and that's the thing, and that's what I learned when we did the podcast with Jones Monroe. Shout out to Jones Monroe. She has a whole different like mindset on the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's really taking advantage of her opportunities. And you know when you talk to an artist that has real knowledge of the game, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't even have to hear her music to know she was going to be famous. Just sitting here talking to her, listening to the way she like articulated
raps.
herself.
Yeah.
She does.
She does
Plays
everything.
every instrument, sings, raps, all this, and then she was like, "And I own an artist development business." I was like, "Oh, it's a rap. You gone?
Yeah.
You out here making other people famous? Like you?
She's
you
like,
gone.
I rap and I sing opera. I was like, you sing opera? She hit that one note on the couch. I was like, yeah, that's all. I don't need to be convinced.
That's crazy.
That's what it is. I mean, you can't just be a
Extremely
rapper.
talented, bro.
I mean, you can just be a rapper,
Yeah.
but
It's not
people
You need.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta
yeah.
offer more.
people will look at this one guy and think, man, he makes all this money off rapping. And the one thing about rap is perception. Is like you think they
This
got
is a
all
whole
these
business.
chains and all this stuff. You don't know they own 3 Starbucks.
Yeah, yeah.
right for real.
You know, so
For real, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think Kevin Gates, I think he owns like some Starbucks in multiple cities.
I want to
And,
surprise me, bro.
Like everybody's kind of jumping on the chicken place. What's that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you got Chicken Max.
Yeah, Rick
Yeah.
Ross got
Or
Wingstop.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
Wingstop. Yeah.
So I mean, even if you stop making music, you gonna make money.
yeah.
You should always just use your stardom and whatever you're gifted at, whatever the God has gifted you, and use that stardom to branch out.
Yeah.
Always,
For sure.
man, always. Because these people that you're looking at, they might have played in the NBA back in the day, the NFL back in the day, or whatever. They're not just sitting on that money, bro.
Yeah.
They got all sorts of other investments going on.
Shout out to Magic Johnson.
What's up with Magic?
I mean, he's got a lot of business.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
Shaq does too. Absolutely.
But he also had that good AIDS. You know what I mean?
I mean, hey,
he got the good version.
He's still alive.
So that fucking
he can pay for the best doctors. Let's go.
I'm gonna just be straight. If I get the AIDS, I want
He's
that
a
AIDS.
beast.
I want the Magic Johnson AIDS. You know what I
He's
mean?
a
Like,
beast, man. He's a
But-
beast. I just saw something today they had on the internet talking about he was the second best point guard and Curry was number 1. And, you know, the comments was going crazy.
it's an opinion.
It's an opinion, man. It's whatever.
It's just an opinion,
whatever.
of one person that got, you know what I
Shout
mean?
out Magic Johnson, man.
Yeah. I'm not shitting on him. I love it.
I love Magic
I'm
Johnson.
just saying,
He a
if I get
beast.
sick, I want the good sickness. You know?
Man.
So
Or you just, you know, you get the money to afford them doctors, man.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
probably got like, I don't know. I think eventually we'll get to the point where we got the Futurama heads in a bubble thing. So even when you die, you're never gonna die.
That'd be
You know what I mean?
crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'd pay for it. I'd buy it. Even if all I had in my savings was $2 million and that's what it cost, I'd take it.
I got it. All right, before we get off of here, what's one thing, man? What's one thing you want to tell some artists out there? Some local artists, man. What's one gem you can just give them?
Do it. Don't just sit back. You know what I mean? Like, do it. Like, do it your way and take the opinion of everybody else around you. Not the yes men, but like the people that you don't want the opinion to come from. I think there's been plenty of times where people have given me some negative kind of feedback that I didn't want to hear and that I didn't want to be true. But I think that's what pushed me a little bit further. And so I don't ever just do it your way. Work it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work it how you need to work it. Milk
go.
every cow for what it's worth.
Come on.
And take the opinions. I mean, opinions are very important, and don't ever stop. I don't care if I got 80,000 streams on Spotify. By next month, I need 160, and after that, I need 320.
Come on, man.
And so
Come
just
on.
keep doubling up and
Yep.
listen to some motivation. I mean, I have to have people motivate me. I listen to Eric Thomas.
Absolutely.
You know,
yeah. ET's
there's
a
a
beast.
couple other guys I listen to. There's financial advices that I listen to. I take myself to school, and let me add another one in there. Distribution is a big thing. Don't just put out on SoundCloud. Don't just put
man.
out on YouTube. Put it out on every platform.
Yes.
And if I'm gonna promote anyone, I think DistroKid is great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's good. But I pay for TuneCore. And the reason I pay for TuneCore is because that's where a lot of major artists pay for it. And there's multiple things that come with the TuneCore. It will not only get it out there, but there's an option that I pay for that's like okay, I put this out and then TikTok comes out. It will automatically go to TikTok the second an app pops up. And there's classes on there.
That's dope.
There's master classes by major independent artists. I think Currency was even on one of them, where they are teaching you how to market, distribute, how to get your stuff out there, how to make yourself noticeable.
Yeah.
And I'm literally in school right
Yeah.
now. So if I have
Master
nothing to
classes are
do,
huge.
if I have nothing to do for those 2 hours, I'm not just gonna plug headphones in and listen to myself. I listen to myself 1,000 times enough. You know what I mean? So I'm going to, if I know I have nothing to do, if I know I've done everything and I'm just watching numbers rise, that 2 hours a day, I'm opening that laptop and I'm going to school. It's like 60-minute classes where they will teach you how to do it. TuneCore is a little expensive, I would say. I think it's like $100 to sign up, and then you pay for kind of individual things here and there. But pay for it. It's worth it. The knowledge that you're going to get is way more expensive than what it is you're paying for.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Continue to better yourself, man, whatever it takes.
I've put probably $200 to $300 into TuneCore, but I've made $2,000
There you go.
off of it. So work it like that. You know what I mean? So just do it, learn it, and never stop growing. So I'm sorry, I don't have no Joe Rogan motivation for everybody, but
That's good, man.
do it.
Just do it. You got anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Nah, man, you a good speaker. We could do this for a whole nother episode.
I know, man, for sure.
Well, I did want to say I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
We got EKM over here, and he's putting on for a lot of people.
Wichita promo.
Even
Tap in.
even if there's like, maybe people get upset about it or you're not focusing on them or something like that, he's still putting on. Reach out to him.
His
Get
inbox
with
is
him.
crazy. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, but he'll
It's
also
crazy.
answer the inbox.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, I be open to everybody too. That's the thing people
Yeah.
don't realize is like I be posting a ton of music I don't necessarily like, people I don't like necessarily. I post
Right.
everybody from the city. So if I like ignored your shit and didn't post you, it's probably an accident. Just send it again.
and
Like I probably literally just got too many DMs that day and
Yeah.
scrolled over it.
and as far as just from the people I know, I haven't asked, but
Yeah.
you don't charge.
Nah.
You put it out there because you do want it to see
Yeah.
some light. So imagine what happened if you did pay him. I'm just saying.
Man.
Even
then-
a little bit, man.
And then,
For real, man.
and
If
then I
you
really
don't-
wanted to shout out Humble Greatness over here.
Yeah.
I know he's my engineer, so I'm not like riding anything or anything like that. But he really does have the sound.
I
He
appreciate it.
puts it into you. You can't just give him the song and say do this, and he's gonna come out with this perfect product that you want. Be in there with him. Be in his ear. hey,
Yeah, if you
this and that.
If
You know what I
don't
mean?
like it, say something, man.
Yeah, and that you
I'm so
told me
easy
that
to
a
work
thousand
with, bro.
times,
If
and
you
I
don't
think
like it,
there's even
say
been
something.
times where you've asked me that, and I'll be like, you know, like I love it, and you're like, no, tell me the truth, and I have to like convince you that I really
Yeah,
did like
man.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm put into your engineer, put the money into it.
I appreciate it.
He does charge, but it's worth it. I mean,
Yeah.
what he charges is nothing compared to what he gives you.
Yeah.
I think even a $1,000 video is probably the same kind of quality as some of these people that charge 5,000.
Yeah, man.
Easy.
So
Easy.
I mean,
We talked about that.
yeah,
man.
just wanted to shout out you
Man, I
fellas.
appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you guys for having me on the podcast. Nothing but success in the future, and I mean, let's get it. Anything you guys need from me in the future, holler at me. I got you.
sure.
We can do anything.
Bad. Man, that's another episode of Humble Talks with 101 and Wichita Promo. We out of here.
Let's get it.
Peace.